story is kind of weird. Because this dude, he didn't play tricks on others. He tricked himself. Listen up.
Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Matthew, and I'm betting that you will remember me. You see, I'm one of Jesus' disciples, one of the 12. I traveled with him. I was a part of his inner circle. I witnessed his teachings and his miracles. It was awesome. I still can't believe that I was a part of this group of 12 disciples, that he asked me, Matthew, to be a part of. In fact, all of us felt that way, except for Judas. You see, Judas was our treasurer. That means that he kept the money for us. But there's something we didn't know about Judas. Judas wasn't trustworthy. In fact, Judas stole some of the money out of the treasury and he used it for himself. Now, stealing money is bad. But we was not prepared for what was to come. You see, Judas, he went to the chief priest. Now, the priests were the leaders, and they were in charge of the temple where all the Jewish people worshipped. Judas went to the chief priest and he asked a question. He asked, "What would you give me if I would turn Jesus over to you?" And they gave him 30 silver coins. For 30 silver coins, Judas was willing to turn Jesus over to them. Judas agreed, and from that point on, he began to try to find the right time and the right place to turn Jesus over to the officials. You see, Judas got caught up in his lies and his deceptions and his tricks. Fast forward to the last meal that we had with our Savior Jesus. We all knew that something wasn't right that night. Something was wrong. Jesus was saying things that we couldn't understand. In fact, at one point, Jesus said that one of us would betray him. What? How could that be? How could one of us betray him? We were sad and we didn't understand. And one by one, we asked, "Is it I? Is it I?" Even Judas said, "It's not I, teacher, is it?" Knowing that he had already betrayed Jesus. But Jesus wasn't fooled. Jesus replied, "It is you, Judas." But none of us expected what would happen next. Later that night, Jesus went to the garden in Gethsemane. And he was there praying. when an angry mob approached. And at the front of the mob, it was Judas! He had led them to Jesus. He came and he kissed Jesus on the cheek so that they would know who Jesus was, who to arrest. And that night, they arrested Jesus and they took him away. And he stood trial for things that he did not do. And Judas realized he had made an awful mistake. He went to the chief priests and he tried to return the money that they'd given him. But they wouldn't take it. They sent him on his way. You see, Judas had got caught up in all of the lies and all of the deception. He had spun his own web that he had gotten caught up in. There's one thing that I learned from this whole ordeal. Judas was so dishonest that he forgot what matters. Maybe it started when he was a little child. Maybe it started when he began to steal coins from the treasury. Maybe he didn't learn when he was small how to be honest. I don't know exactly what happened. But one lie led to another. One betrayal led to another. And then another. And he betrayed Jesus. Somewhere along the way, I think that Judas began to even fool himself. He got caught up in all of his tricks and his lies and his deception. Boys and girls, being honest with yourself and with others and with God is the most important thing. Don't let one little lie lead to another and then to another and get yourself caught up in a web like Judas did. It starts now when you're a child. Living a life of honesty. Remember, if you're honest, you'll never put yourself in the situation that Judas did. That's what I want for you, boys and girls, that you would always live a life of honesty. Thank you for listening to my story today.
You know, I had a feeling that when Judas became a disciple, I don't think he planned on lying. I don't think he planned on stealing. I think he really probably wanted to follow Jesus. I don't think his plan in the beginning was to hurt Jesus. But he lied once and took money. Remember how we've spun this web every week? And then he lied again and again. And he was just caught in that web. You know, why is it that telling the truth sometimes is so hard? I know as an adult, it's hard sometimes. And we wouldn't think it should be. You know, if you take something and nobody's there to see it,